Hi everybody, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking to you about, well, I guess it's creation, really. It's about recreating ourselves after having been scapegoated. And it's about tending to different parts of ourselves that need attention and about finding that inner balance in our life. We are made up of different parts that come together to make our whole self. We are not just one-dimensional beings. We are complex, and there's many facets to us, right? We're not just like one thing. And each aspect of our life, it's sort of like a different music instrument, like when you think of a symphony or an orchestra, you have different kinds of music instruments and they all play their part, and when they play together, it makes this one big, beautiful song, right? This beautiful art piece. Well, you can look at your life in that same kind of way, and if there's if there's some aspects of you that are neglected or that are not balanced, it's going to be more difficult for you to live in harmony with yourself. Just as if, there's that music instrument that's out of tune or isn't loud enough or it's too loud, then the music of that symphony will sort of change as well. So the key is in finding the right balance and balancing all the aspects of your life. It's so important to start to focus on creating your own symphony. And bring attention to your own creation, on recreating yourself beyond the narcissistic family system, because they're all about destruction. They are all about destruction. And when our focus remains on that destruction that they continually cause, it becomes really hard for us to create, a world that exists outside of that, because their destruction brings so much of our focus all the time. But if we don't start focusing on creation versus the destruction that they cause, we will miss out on living our lives. We are going to miss out on living life for ourselves the way that we feel we want to live our lives. We are going to miss out on self-discovery and on discovering our potential. And, in my view, those people have robbed so much from us already. They have robbed us from our potential, from having a place to belong. They have destroyed our reputation. They have robbed so much. And if we continue to focus on that destruction all the time, they will continue to rob us of living our life, even when they're not present. It's like poison. The poison will continue having damaging effects long after you stop being exposed to it, right? It's the same thing with these types of systems, You will feel the effects of that way. Even after you go low contact or no contact, you will still feel the effect of that poison. And so focusing on destruction takes away your ability to focus on your creation, on creating the life that you need, that you want to live for yourself. And sometimes we have to recreate everything from scratch because of how badly these people have destroyed everything, And sometimes we just gotta basically recreate our entire lives from scratch. What we need to do now is shift away from all of that toxicity and start focusing on bringing harmony into our own lives. This is a two-part video. Today's video is geared towards sort of the logical side of things. It's basically about becoming mindful of the different parts of you that need your attention. But the next video that I will make, I will dive a bit deeper into achieving that inner balance, and I'm going to talk about taking a bit of a spiritual approach to do it. I'm going to talk more about it in terms of spirituality, of using spirituality to achieve that inner harmony. But today's approach is a bit more intellectual. We're going to talk about how to approach this logically. So you can divide the different aspects of your life it's sort of into like a pie chart, really. And in that chart, if you divide it all up equally, you will have the physical, the intellectual, the emotional, the spiritual, the environmental, the social, and the occupational aspects of your life. So if I'm gonna break that down for you. So first of all, the physical, you have to take care of the physical, your physical health and your physical well-being. I was very disconnected from myself, and I didn't have like established routines that I would do like I do now. And your body and your mind are connected. How you treat yourself physically will affect your mental health, and your mental health will in turn affect how you feel physically. If you think about, when you're stressed, the anxiety that you feel when you come out of these systems and such, the anxiety that you feel, it might prevent you from like eating or sleeping well. And that in terms will, put you in a bad mood. And it's these loops that go round and round. So we got to stop that somewhere. We got to do something to sort of stop that loop from going around and around. And so prioritizing your physical health is a really good first step to break out of that will help you break out of that fog that you may find yourself in after narcissistic abuse. Of course, it's not instantaneous healing, okay? It doesn't happen overnight. Really do start with making your physical health a priority. Start by going for little walks. You can, maybe you can enroll in a class or just go on YouTube and do a yoga practice, or you can start going running. You can, you can start going for a bike ride. If whatever you decide to do, just make sure it's something that feels good to you. You can maybe go skateboarding or rollerblading or swimming or dancing, like whatever speaks to you, but do try and do something to start connecting with your physical health. It's so important for your healing process. The body also, it stores all that stress, it stores all that trauma physically. And so it's, when you do a physical activity, it's such a huge help in like releasing that. And then you sleep better as well. And, that the benefits are so good for you. So physical health, prioritize that, and you can make it a non-negotiable. Make it a non-negotiable. You sort of establish, your schedule of when you're going to be taking care of yourself physically, when you're going to go do a sport or go for a walk or whatever, and then you don't negotiate that. You start doing it, and it will really help. Also make sure that you eat right and that you get, the vitamins and the minerals that you need in your system. Make sure that you have a good diet because your body needs this fuel. You've been through narcissistic abuse. You need all the energy that you can get. You need to make yourself strong, okay? So, work on strengthening your body slowly, but surely, take those little steps that you can do to try and strengthen that. After that, the second thing is the intellectual side of your life, okay? This refers to your ability to think and reason and learn. It's basically about expanding your knowledge and challenging your thinking. It's so important to incorporate learning something new in your life. If you can do it every week, try, or even, at night, like before bed, you start looking up things that you don't know, start reading books, or, engaging in critical thinking or problem-solving exercises, anything that will sort of work that intellect, because when you do this, you strengthen your brain's ability to resist damage and even disease. It will help your mind continue functioning at a healthy level despite the challenges that you are facing. So focusing on an intellectual aspect of your life will help you create sort of a mental resilience, and you're basically training your brain to stay sharp in the same way that when you take care of yourself physically, you're training your body to become strong. Well, intellectual stimulation, when you do intellectual, when you focus on the intellectual aspect of your life, you're training your brain like a muscle also to become sharp. Okay, so that's really important for you to bring your focus on those things. And another thing also, when you focus on the intellectual aspect of your life, is that it will bring you a sense of purpose. Maybe you can create a new goal for yourself. Or you can focus on, and any goal is a great way for you to focus on what matters to you, on getting yourself from A to B, and on you pursuing something that will enrich your life. Even if you don't see changes in your life right away, even if you don't even know how you're going to get from A to B, you can start by taking that step. Knowledge will help you slowly get there. The more you learn, the more, you will have a sense of purpose and meaning in your life, and it will contribute to your overall well-being. Then you have the emotional aspect of your care. This refers to your ability to express your emotions and, allow yourself to feel your emotions, because especially when we experience those powerful emotions that come, the injustice and the grief and the anger and that deep sadness, unfortunately, the only way out of that is through. Because if you don't allow yourself to feel what you're supposed to feel, it's not gonna come out of you. Like it won't. It will just stay like that, and you're gonna continuously get yourself into this, unhealthy habit of maybe like suppressing that and distracting yourself with things, that are not good for you, because feeling how you feel is so hard and so painful to go through. But if you actually allow yourself to process what you're feeling, and if you stop fearing your own self, if you stop fearing how you feel, and you just sit with yourself and you allow yourself to feel your emotions, they will lose power over you. Okay? So of course, acknowledge how you feel, express yourself, and this will help you gain a deeper understanding of yourself. Allow yourself, it's really good if you can like maybe schedule an hour a day just to do a little meditation, or maybe even 15 minutes, like whatever is easy, but just schedule some time where you can sit and just, ask yourself, okay, what am I feeling right now? And just like allow yourself to feel what you feel right now, and just process it, let it go through you and process it. Give yourself an hour, if you can, every day to do this, and then you move on with your life and you focus on the other aspects of your life. Okay, then after that, there's the spiritual aspect of your life. Now, you don't have to be religious, but feeling in your heart that there is a bigger picture beyond yourself can be a really healthy experience for you. We are not born out of nothing. Like nothing comes from nothing, right? But you're something, so you're not born from nothing. And no matter what it is that you believe in, no matter what faith or spirituality you have, either way, there's an energy that keeps life going. There's cycles that in nature all around, the seasons change and the animals go through their cycles, and the moon has its cycles, and things die and then they're born again. They die and they're born again. The life just keeps going and going and going, whether you're paying attention to it or not, right? Everything is cyclical, and there's an energy behind the scenes that's sort of propelling that is allowing that is, that keeps all of that going, right? So connecting with something greater than yourself, it could include prayer if you're comfortable, meditation if you're comfortable, connecting with nature, just connecting with nature, You can have your own personal rituals that you do. You can explore different philosophies, that's super interesting. Philosophies. You can explore your spirituality in all sorts of different ways. And by doing that, you will gain a different understanding of yourself and your values. And you may also connect with another purpose as well. I mean, who knows, right? When you allow yourself to connect with, your spirituality, you will gain from this. Then there's the environmental aspect of your life. This refers to the physical space that you inhabit. And I made a video around the sacred space, which I invite you to watch, because I go into detail about creating that space for yourself. Your environment is important. If you can create yourself a space that's just for you, where you don't invite unhealthy people in, it's important for you to declutter and organize and decorate your living space in a way that reflects who you are as a person, that reflects your personal style, and it's supposed to be comfortable to you. It's supposed to sort of reflect, like when you walk in, you go, okay, this is my space. This is like my den, and you don't allow unsafe people in. It's a space that's just for you. So do check out that video about the sacred space, because I do talk about that in there quite a bit. Then, of course, there's the social aspect. And this is about your connection and relationship with others, but also your communication and how you express yourself. Anything that has to do with your voice, So I understand that when we leave, after surviving a narcissistic family system, sometimes we end up having no one, and there might be no one in our life that we could talk to. I've been in those kinds of situations quite a few times in my life, and I understand that it can be very terrifying to express yourself and to allow yourself for your authentic self to emerge, right? But when you give yourself permission to express yourself, to get creative, and to allow for that authenticity to emerge, that's when the right kind of people will take notice and they will start coming to you. Not everybody will like you, but at the same time, when you allow yourself to start expressing yourself, to communicate, then you will also have people that you will give people the opportunity to really get to know you, and the right kind of people will come into your life when you do this. And the last thing is occupational, the occupational aspect of your life, So of course, this refers to how you spend, where you put your time, how you make a living and such. And I understand that not everybody will have a career that's like super fulfilling. We all have to pay the bills, right? But finding a hobby or an interest outside of that, things that you can do that will bring you a sense of fulfillment, and it's a way for you to channel your energy into like passion projects that interest you, for example. By aligning your interests and your passions with actions, with how you choose to spend your day, how you choose to utilize your time, you will find that keeping yourself busy with doing things that interest you will bring you joy. You will invite some joy into your life. You will invite creation into your life. You will enrich your life also. And when you start, having passion projects, and when you start developing these, interests, just because it's something that you enjoy to do, like, like painting or sculpting or coding, or, if cars and like building stuff interests you, right? Carpentry, anything, any kind of hobby that you might want to pick up, like painting miniature pieces, any kind of hobby is really good to nurture. And this will also give you something to talk about, because that's how you fill up your world. You fill up your world with stuff that interests you. So, you ask yourself, what interests you? Like, what are your interests? Where can you sort of channel your passions? And then you start putting your energy towards doing those things and filling up your life with things that matter to you, with things that make you feel good. All of these aspects are interconnected, and sort of depend on each other, to understand yourself as a whole. It's important to pay attention to all the different aspects of yourself and thrive and strive to have balance and harmony among them. And this is an ongoing process, okay? This is not something that happens overnight. This is, something that you have to learn to incorporate into your life. And of course, there's probably some things that you might do less than other things. So it's up to you to take a look at how you're balancing your days right now and see where do you need to put a little bit more balance into your life. What's more important to you? What would make you, what do you need to do more? And the most important thing out of all of that is that you have to respect yourself in all those things, okay? Make all those things a non-negotiable in your life, not just when it comes to other people, but when it comes to yourself. Make those things non-negotiable in your lives. Because when you start doing things for yourself, and when you start to prioritize yourself, when you start to respect yourself, you will start feeling better, and it will also become a lot easier for you to communicate with others. Your interactions will become easier, and you'll be able to start building a healthier world for yourself when you focus on all those different aspects of your life. And so this is my take on all that today. I hope it helped you a little bit, and stay tuned, because the next video coming up, I will dive a bit deeper into how to balance your life, more centered around like that inner harmony and self-acceptance, really accepting yourself and inner harmony, accepting yourself as a whole self, and it's going to be a little bit of a spiritual, a little bit of a spiritual take on that. So I hope this helped you. And as always, remember to repeat, I love myself, I trust myself, and take good care of yourself.